Darnold, CC's Rookie of the Year with the impressive putback right there.
That's some serious hops right there. NBA scouts, when they're looking for players, they're looking not necessarily the vertical leap, how high that is, but that second bounce right there. Very few have it like that. Mitchell, outstanding, man.
There's a famous story about your guy, the big ticket, Kevin Garnett, that the second, third, fourth, fifth jumps in a final workout he did with the Timberwolves is what made them draft him. This was a great play by Donovan Mitchell.
All right, same game. Check this out. This is Dante Exum right here. Little half spin. Hangs up in the air for like 10 minutes on that one.
One of several X factors for Utah last night. People look back at the game, man, how did they win? People like him, man, they played the best game maybe of the season.
I mean, it was the sixth time they played the Rockets. First one they've won, and it was their most important game. I thought they were going to blow this game in the third quarter. They didn't.
Exum's development's been a little bit slow. People don't realize he was a lottery pick for Utah.
Yeah. Fifth pick of the draft a few years ago.
James Harden didn't win the game, did win that highlight, though. 2 of his 32 on the night.
What we have seen with Harden, in addition to going to win the MVP this year, the slightly better shape he's in this year has translated to a little more explosive at the rim. Statistically, he's been amazing each of the last 4 years, but you're seeing a little bit more of this from James Harden throughout the season than we've seen in years past.
Yeah, when you look at him at first sight, you're like, well, is he a little bit different? If you know basketball and you know bodies, you know Harden is a little bit tighter this year.
Absolutely.
You guys want to play? You want to play in or out with me?
Yes, please.
All right, here's how we're gonna play.
Another challenge?
Another challenge.
Let's do it.
Do you want to leave this set right now and go race CC? Because I will do it.
Racing folks.
I am racing people.
What I know when I leave here, there's problems.
All right, the Jets hope they drafted their franchise quarterback in Sam Darnold. The general manager says the third overall pick will compete with Josh McCown for the starting job. Chris Carter, you in or out on Sam Darnold being the Jets' #1 starter?
I'm in on Sam. I believe he's the most day one ready quarterback. And he's been assisted because Josh McCown, it's been noted, has been a great mentor to other young quarterbacks. The organization is looking at Sam to be a starter immediately. So I believe this works out in Sam's best interest. He starts for the Jets in week #1.
I believe Sam Darnold will certainly be the week 17 starter, the week 10 starter, probably even the week 7 starter. I'm not ready to say the week 1 starter just yet. I'm out on that. I think people also have to remember Sam Darnold, one of the younger quarterbacks in his class. Baker Mayfield, 23 years old. Sam Darnold, 20 years old. So I'm not ready to say the week 1 starter, even though I think he will start the bulk of their games this year. I think our guy, Josh McCown, will be the week 1 starter for the New York Jets.
And if Sam is starting, they need that guy that caught a few of those balls, Richie Anderson, to get through his legal matters this offseason.
Robbie Anderson as well.
Yeah, him too. The police looking for both of them. The police looking for both of them. Bring me this one of them. Robert, Richie, y'all know who he is. The one with the hat.
Let's talk Dez Bryant. It seems like every day Dez loses another possible suitor. And according to Adam Schefter, most teams wouldn't even sign Dez at the league minimum. Nick, that was funny. You in or out on Dez signing with the team before week 1?
It's always the funniest when it's true. I'm in. That Dez is going to sign with the team in week 1. Pardon me, you got me there, see? Listen, Dez has to be on a football team this year. CC talked about the 1,600 best players in the world playing in the NFL.
He's one of them.
Right. And he's certainly one of the 120, how many receivers are there? 160 are on a roster. He's one of the 160 best receivers. Even when you incorporate everything that comes along with him, some team will pick up Dez Bryant. Now, I'm surprised. Some teams don't want him to the league minimum. That's an indictment on him. But listen, I'm in. Someone's going to pick him up.
And I'm in, but it is alarming when the team tells you in May, no, we won't even pick him up for the minimum. Now, I know teams will change their mind. You get an injury, you go through training camp, the guys you had in free agency, the guys you drafted, they don't start working out. They don't look like they're going to be ready. And there was a team out there in Baltimore who offered him a 3-year contract at approximately $7 million a year. So I'm in on Dez being in the league this year.
All right, let's move on. The Giants might look a little different this season. Odell Beckham is healthy. They drafted Saquon Barkley. Ben McAdoo's gone. So, CC, you in or out on the Giants being playoff contenders?
I'm in. I thought last year was just an odd year. I'm going to throw that year out, the number of injuries that they had, the circumstance they had in that locker room and changing of their coach. That's not a normal New York football Giants. I had them in the playoffs last year as a contender. They'll be back in the playoffs this year. Yes, I'm in.
I'm out. It's less about the Giants and more about the strength of the NFC as a whole. The NFC South, to me, has 3 really good teams. The NFC West, all of a sudden, has 2 teams really believe in. The NFC North has 3 teams people want to believe in. Like, that's not to mention the NFC East, the division in which they're in, have the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles and, of course, Dallas. So for those reasons, and I know you're not a huge fan of those Vegas over-unders, Giants having tied for the 5th lowest over-under of any team in the league. Vegas thinks this team would be happy to get to 8 wins. It's going to take 11 to make the playoffs in the NFC. I'm out.
Moving on to hoops, the Thunder were bounced in the first round of the playoffs to end a disappointing season. But GM Sam Presti says Coach Billy Donovan will be back next year. Nick, you in or out on the Thunder's decision to stick with Billy Donovan?
Listen, I'm out. This guy did remarkable things at the University of Florida, won back-to-back national championships, made a Final Four before all of that. Like, he was great in college. But the fact, as a pro, his inability to get the most out of the team that they had there last year, which was more talented than a 48-win team, and at tough a situation that they're going to have next year, I think they could do better at the coaching spot. So I'm out on this, even though it's what they're doing.
Now, I'm out on Billy Donovan. Also, Freddie's out. Freddie was getting ready to come around the corner and do Jenna's hair. Freddie's out. Freddie's out on Billy Donovan. Yeah, we're out on it. We're out on it because this is what I asked you. Since he's gotten there, Billy Donovan, what aspect does he do coaching better than Scott Brooks? What is he, better defense? No. Better offense? No. Development of young players? No. I'm out on Donovan.
I thought you would like him because he dresses like Jay Wright.
Oh,
I thought
he is a sharp dresser.
Very sharp dresser,
Sharp dresser.
Billy D.
Good
Billy
there,
D.
too.
All right, finally, Kevin Love went 3 for 13 from the field in Game 1 for another poor playoff performance. But despite that, Ty Lue said they will stick with Kevin Love as their center for Game 2. CCU in around on Love finishing the series as the Cavs starting center.
I'm out on Love. I'm out wherever they want to put him on the court. Man, Kevin Love is just a shell of himself. But in this series in Toronto, because of their center, Valanciunas, they should be starting Tristan Thompson. He's going back to Canada. Man, he's been going through a slump on and off the court. I mean, it's time to play Tristan Thompson. He earned that in game number 1 with that effort that he had.
If I were the coach, I'd start Tristan Thompson. But I'm in on them. I think they will remain Kevin Love at the center position as long as they're winning. And I think they're going to win today. And I think they're going to take care of the series in Cleveland. So even if it's not the move I would make, do I think he's going to start the rest of the series? I do, because I think the Cavs are going to be successful in the series, despite the fact that I also wouldn't have Kevin Love as the starting center. But I think he will remain the starting center until the Eastern Conference Finals.
All right, good stuff. Game 2 tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern.
6 o'clock?
Yeah, my kids are going to watch.
You guys got to give Tristan some support right now.
Take a break. Coming up, does LeBron need to have a quadruple-double for the Cavs to win Game 2? Next on First Things First.
Tristan's excited his brother-in-law made a statement.
Save big on floors for every room at Lumber Liquidators Everywhere Flooring Sale. Get 15% off hardwood and bamboo for every level of your home. Waterproof floors up to 34% off. More from 59 cents plus special financing.